And we're back with our fourth episode of TalkNWRC, and today my guests are Jordan McElwee, a graduate of software development from NWRC, and Daithi McGonigal, a software developer from Fujistu. Nice to have you both with us.
Nice to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Jordan, we last saw you there at our graduation ceremony. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you, Erin, and congratulations on your own successes that day.
Oh, thank you very much. So, Jordan, you completed the Higher Level Apprenticeship in software development. Tell us a bit about your story. I mean, what were you doing beforehand?
So beforehand, I was just working in a Chinese takeaway locally in Limavady, and was just sort of working every day as it came. Sort of not had anything planned or had much aspirations to do anything, so sort of had to change what was happening in my life, and I had to start thinking about my future. So I decided, let's do a course in the college, and I'm good at software, let's try software development, and somehow I've ended up right here with great successes behind myself. So yeah, it's been a bit of a long journey, sort of a massive jump going from Chinese takeaway to software development and having a lot more responsibilities under my belt.
Yeah.
And so it's been a massive change, but all for the better, all for the better.
And Daithi, you were Jordan's line manager when he was in Fujitsu, well, he still is in Fujitsu, when he was completing his higher level apprenticeship. Do you think enough people know about the higher level apprenticeship and the real benefit of completing them?
Oh yeah, because any time we're taking people on as HLAs, we're inundated with people applying for it, and we put them through various different tests, various different scenarios, and it's really competitive to get that spot. Even throughout the year, there is people, whether it be internally or externally, still looking to get a place on these spots. And just before I was coming down here today now, I actually looked. The area that I am working in is application support, and there's 26 people, and of those 26 people, there is 13 who are either current HLAs or previous HLAs. So it's been really successful for us, and it's a credit to yourselves as well, and a credit to people like Jordan here. Yeah.
And what drew you, Jordan, to the higher level apprenticeship? I mean, was it the fact you were able to study locally, or the fact that you were able to work while you were doing it?
Studying while working was greatly useful to me, because I could actually put into practice what I was learning in the college pretty much right away, rather than just learning a load of stuff and then trying to remember it when I'm going to a job. So you're sort of actively using what you're doing in the college and in your work placement. It sort of goes hand in hand. So there might be something you cover in your work placement before you cover it in the college, and then vice versa. So it sort of helps you get ahead of the game and sort of understand on what you're applying.
Yeah. And he's come full circle now, Daithi. He's an employee. I mean, what changes have you seen in Jordan since he started? Because I think you interviewed him for the job, and now he's finished,
That's right.
He's qualified.
Yep. I was one of the ones that was interviewing him, and right away you get the feeling when you're interviewing someone whether they can fit in, whether they're capable of doing the job, and going through the 3 years to get the degree and to fit in with the job and what is required. And Jordan was one of them people we knew instantly. I think what it changed about him, it'd probably be the more confidence and more sure about himself. I think it's just human nature. When you start in, you're an apprentice and you'll see how you fit in. But when you knew he was capable of doing the work, and we knew, and he can reach a higher level, I think that's probably the thing that's changed. Like, he's more assured, more confident.
Yeah. And what is software development? Jordan, I have a degree in English. So if you were trying to explain it to me, what is it?
It could be a load of things with software development. It's not just one thing. There's a load of... It's such a big umbrella to be under. Software development could be creating new applications, could be supporting existing applications, making new devices, software to support those new devices. Broad term, it's... I don't know what really you would call it.
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there with a lot of that. It's like the creation, the the implementation, the deployment, and the testing, like of what you create in the software is just a set of programs or instructions that's taking that information, that implementation and deployment and making it work. And then you continue to maintain it.
And it's a constant cycle of doing the development, test and deployment constantly. It's continuously happening with existing and new developments in software.
And do you enjoy working in software development?
Yes. Broad terms, no, I do enjoy it because it's constantly changing. Yeah. And it's not always the same thing that you're doing. And there's always areas for improving, always areas for growth, and always areas for new places and leaps of faith to take. Yeah. That's what I've experienced from the time that I've had. It's the same thing that I was doing since I started the HLA isn't the same thing I was doing. Even though I'm on the same project, it's vastly different from when I started out. But that might just be the confidence and the skills that I've gathered. Maybe I understand a bit more.
Well, you should say about some of the skills that you know now, some of the technologies you use as well, because it is quite vast. People will be impressed with that there.
People won't have a clue what the software development stuff I do is. Yeah. It's just a lot of coding and a lot of monitoring of the systems, like Python, Java, C#, and then your monitoring systems like AWS, Dynatrace, those sorts of emerging technologies that pretty much any project should be using this day and age. So
it's been very modest here.
Yeah.
It's extremely modest. That's not even 10% of the list.
And before we finish up, I mean, Jordan, if somebody was in your position that they were 3 years ago and maybe considering a HLA, what advice would you give to them?
Oh, do it. Don't even second guess yourself with it at all. It's a win-win situation for both yourself and the employer. Like as Daithi mentioned earlier, there's so many people that have come under the HLA program that have exceeded expectations and are still working to this day. It's just too many benefits. You get to learn on the job. You potentially get to have a job at the end of it, like I have myself. I think it's just a great opportunity for anyone to take. I think it's the best option you can have if it's available to you. Yeah. So definitely jump to doing an apprenticeship if you can, because you get to meet lovely people like Daithi.
You do indeed, yeah.
But you do get the opportunities given to you, but you have to put in the hard work for it, both in work and in college. Yeah. Which is definitely the least fun part about it, but the outcomes are well worth it.
Yeah. Well, Jordan and Daithi, it was lovely having you with us today. Our applications are open for our higher education courses, so I hope that your story has inspired somebody to maybe to follow your journey. So our next guest this afternoon is going to be Orlaith McEleney, who is our Skills Development Officer for Higher Level Apprenticeships. Welcome back, and I'd like to introduce our third guest, who's Orlaith McEleney, who is our Higher Level Apprenticeship Skills Development Officer. Great to have you here, Orlaith.
Thanks, Erin. Nice to be here.
Yeah. Now, I know you're a busy woman because you coordinate our Higher Level Apprenticeships at the college, so tell us a bit about your job.
Yes, so anything to do with Higher Level Apprenticeships and Northwest Regional College, I'm your person. So what that means is we have programs across accountancy, engineering, construction, childcare, probably forgetting one, computing, hospitality. So I coordinate these programs. We have a higher level apprenticeship within each of them, and with that we run programs from level 4, level 5. So that can be HNT, HND or foundation degree. So what I do in my role is I have lots of different stakeholders I work with, so I try and get the applicants in. I work with the applicants when they're waiting to come on the course or getting them on the course. We'll use Jordan as an example. So he was a great success story for us to hear, especially for me coming on to talk now. It was good to hear it from himself and how well he enjoyed it and how well he got on with it. So, for example, when Jordan was applying, he would come to myself, so that application comes directly to me, and I feed back out to Jordan. Then I get some information about the entry criteria, because entry criteria for higher level apprenticeships are level 3 or A level, so UCAS points. So once we have that underway, then we will go on to work out whether he needs help finding an employer, maybe he was an existing employee, so he's already in employment, just to see where he sits with that. So I have full engagement with the applicants just to help them become a higher level apprentice in North West Regional College.
Yeah.
The next stakeholder I work with would be employers. So I do a lot of employer engagement, because without an employer, there is no apprenticeship. So what that looks like is me having meetings with employers. I hold coffee mornings, they'll come in. We just let them get to know the programme in the college, the different programmes. So these employers are within lots of different industries, as you can imagine. And the idea is to set an applicant up with an employer to have that apprenticeship experience for somebody in the college. So how that looks on day to day, week to week, is the apprentice would come into college 1 day a week usually, and they're out with an employer the rest of the week. So they're getting paid, they're getting a minimum of national minimum wage, which is amazing. So their employer will be based in the industry which the qualification is in. So what they're doing in college then is replicated in the workplace. So you're getting first-hand experience. It's something that doesn't happen through other courses. Maybe if you're just doing a course itself, you're getting to work in the industry where you're doing your qualifications. So it's putting the puzzle pieces together and making more sense. And ultimately what employers would say to us is they love that. They love getting somebody in who they can mould, train, teach, mentor, and while they're getting their qualification. And these apprentices can be people fresh out of school, have their A-levels. They can be somebody at any age who has lots of experience, maybe doesn't quite meet that entry criteria, but the experience overshadows that. We have an application we can put in there. And then others who want to reskill perhaps, go into a different career, and come speak to me is what I say, and we will work it out from there.
Of course, Orlaith, there's no course fees, there's no student debt for anybody that comes on a higher level apprenticeship course.
So that's it. When you have the course and the employer and you're in an apprenticeship programme, these are fully funded by the Department for the Economy. So I work closely with them. There's a lot of background work in terms of administration and stuff. So yeah, fully funded, no debt. Come here and get your qualification and get a job, employment for life.
And next year is going to be a big year for us in terms of higher level apprenticeship. We have a lot of events planned for National or Northern Ireland Apprenticeship Week, and we are celebrating 10 years of offering higher level apprenticeships. I mean, it is something that people are seriously considering now to mould their career.
It's like the secret. It's like it's coming out. Everybody's getting to know about it. 10 years, which is amazing. Higher level apprenticeships in Northern Ireland, they're really catching on for applicants, for employers. And yes, we will be hosting lots of events for National Apprenticeship Week in February. So it's the first week of February. So come along, speak to employers, speak to curriculum, speak to myself, and we will find a plan for you to become a higher level apprentice in North West Regional College. Don't miss out.
Great. Orla, great having you here today. That's about it for this episode of Talk NWRC. Just to let people know that applications for all our higher education courses are open at www.nwrc.ac.uk. So if you're a student at the college, or perhaps you're a graduate who attended some years ago, we would love to have you as a guest on our podcast. Please email me on erin.hutcheon@nwrc.ac.uk.